confessing that although I love my family, most of the time I don't like my family. Everyone in my family.
Take a breath.
Everybody. I feel like I'm angry at everybody in my family. I don't like my family. If they weren't my family, they wouldn't be my friends.
Well, happy wait, don't put me Tamar. No, when Toni the Braxton.
You can't be thinking you're gonna go have plastic surgery on a Groupon.
Exactly.
Like ain't no plastic surgery on sale.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And if it's on sale, 9 times out of 10, you're not supposed to get it from the person that's having a sale on liposuction. Don't do that.
Is that is your man, as you call it. That is your man. He knew it was a situation with me and you. And he was down. He was down to play op games. I wouldn't take nothing like that serious, my love. That ate my and I sent him on his way. It wasn't.
Y'all, she also revealed that JR had been spilling the tea about Tamar.
You don't want me to expose how you were saying that you kicked her out and she went back to her mother's house? Not Mrs. Braxton. Not Mrs. Not Mrs. Singer with the sold out tour that JR also told me was flex. It was cap. It was she flexing. She don't have no sold out. Between me and you was his exact words. The tour not sold out. He said you was messy. He said you went back to your mother's house. He told me a lot of things that he shouldn't tell a stranger. I just met this man less than a week. Love.
Y'all, the Braxton family drama just hit nuclear levels. Tamar Braxton didn't just throw shade this time. She dropped a whole storm cloud over her sister Toni, accusing her of getting a botched BBL that allegedly had Birdman packing his bags. What started as playful family banter has exploded into one of the messiest celebrity feuds of the year, complete with live rants, cease-and-desists, and family secrets no one was supposed to hear. But here's the question shaking the internet right now. Did Tamar go too far, or is she just exposing what Toni's been trying to hide all along? The Braxton family just went from family values to full-on family vendetta. And this time, it's not some cute sisterly shade or a little reality TV tension. This is nuclear. Tamar Braxton just flipped the entire internet upside down after exposing her own sister, Toni Braxton, in a viral live that had fans clutching their pearls and rewinding the clip just to make sure they heard it right. Because according to Tamar, the reason Toni's marriage to Birdman crumbled wasn't about money, wasn't about schedules, wasn't even about fame. It was about a botched BBL that allegedly stank so bad, Birdman couldn't stand to be around her. Yes, you heard that right. Stank. BBL Toni Braxton. And coming from anyone else, that would have been dismissed as a wild rumor. But when it's your own baby sister spilling the tea, that it's different. Tamar didn't just spill, she detonated. It started like most of Tamar's moments. Messy, unfiltered, and impossible to look away from. She went live one night, talking about self-love, plastic surgery, and fake people in Hollywood. But then her tone shifted. Her eyes narrowed. Her smile disappeared. And in true Tamar fashion, she said, "See, some folks out here acting like they natural when we all know it's silicone, lipo, and regret." Fans caught it instantly. The tone, the phrasing, the shade. And before she even said a name, the comment section was already exploding with she talking about Toni. Then came the bomb. Tamar dropped it with zero hesitation, claiming Birdman didn't leave Toni because of irreconcilable differences, but because something went terribly wrong after a secret surgery. She said, "Ain't no way you getting a BBL on clearance and thinking it's gonna come out right. Sis should have known better." That line alone broke the internet. But she didn't stop there. Tamar went on to describe how Toni allegedly tried to pass off the results as natural curves, when in reality, Birdman was supposedly gagging for all the wrong reasons. The way Tamar said it, you could tell she meant to hurt. It wasn't a slip-up, it was a hit. And the wildest part? The live went everywhere. Clips popped up on TikTok, X, Instagram, you name it. Within hours, the hashtags #BBLToni and #BraxtonBeef were trending, with fans picking sides, dissecting screenshots, and dragging both sisters into a war nobody saw coming. Because let's be honest, this wasn't just gossip. This was betrayal. Toni and Tamar built a brand on sisterhood, on being raw and real with each other, even when they clashed. They made money off their bond. Their family was a business, and Tamar just blew a hole straight through it. And now, the public isn't just watching, they're choosing sides. Half the internet is saying Tamar finally said what everyone's been thinking, that Toni's been low-key faking the natural beauty image for years. The other half is calling Tamar a jealous attention seeker, willing to humiliate her own sister just for clicks. But what's undeniable is that this feud has crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. Behind the glamour, behind the music, behind all those glitzy Braxton family moments, this feud has money, reputation, and love on the line. Because if Tamar's telling the truth, Toni's entire image as the classy, untouched diva of R&B could collapse overnight. And if she's lying, then Tamar just burned the one bridge she could never rebuild, the bond with the sister who once saved her career. You can feel the tension, like the calm before a storm that's about to swallow the whole family. Because make no mistake, when a Braxton feud starts, it never stays private. Every shade, every clapback, every tear hits the internet like wildfire. And this one, it's not just about a BBL. It's about revenge, resentment, and decades of sisterly competition finally boiling over. So now fans are asking the real question. What really happened between Toni and Tamar? Did Tamar expose a hidden truth out of frustration? Or is she just weaponizing the most painful secret she could find to get even? One thing's for sure. The Braxton family isn't singing in harmony anymore. They're at war. And trust me, the receipts that followed, they make this story even messier. After Tamar's viral live shook the internet, fans wanted proof, and she delivered. Or at least, that's what she claimed she had. In her follow-up posts and interviews, Tamar doubled down on every word. She said this wasn't shade. This was truth that needed to be said. According to her, Toni didn't just get a little work done. She got a BBL that went completely left. Tamar described it like she was reciting a cautionary tale, saying, "Y'all out here trusting doctors with Groupon discounts. Sis got that half-off booty special, and it backfired." Now, normally Tamar's extra. She exaggerates, she dramatizes, it's part of her personality. But what really made jaws drop was when she added that Birdman, Toni's husband, allegedly couldn't deal with the aftermath. In Tamar's words, he couldn't even stand to be in the same room. Said it was giving spoiled milk and silicone. That one sentence alone broke the timeline. Fans couldn't believe she went that far, accusing her own sister of having a botched surgery so bad it ruined her marriage. Some people thought Tamar was joking. Some thought she was being cruel, and others swore she was finally exposing the truth about Toni's picture-perfect image. Because let's be honest, Toni Braxton has always carried herself like R&B royalty. She's polished, soft-spoken, elegant, the one Braxton sister who never lets the drama get too loud. And for decades, she's been adamant that her beauty is natural with just a few tweaks here and there. She's admitted to getting her nose done years ago, saying she always thought it was too broad for her face. She's also owned up to a breast augmentation, telling interviewers that after years of performing, she wanted to feel more feminine, more confident. But beyond that, Toni has sworn up and down that everything else is all her. Her words, "Whom do you think I am? Don't you know this is all me, baby?" And for the most part, fans believed her. She was the epitome of timeless beauty, the kind that ages like fine wine. But after Tamar's comments, that trust started to crack. Because once you plant a seed of doubt in the internet's mind, it grows fast. Suddenly, fans began digging. Old photos resurfaced, red carpet shots from the 90s compared to recent glam pics, and the comments were relentless. Her waist never looked like that. Her hips were way smaller in 2005. That's not aging. That's a surgeon's touch. Within hours, Twitter threads turned into forensic investigations. TikTok creators started posting side-by-side videos analyzing Toni's proportions, zooming in on every angle, every outfit, every curve. And while nobody had any concrete proof, the visuals were doing the heavy lifting, because the difference was hard to ignore. The old Toni, slim, athletic, graceful, versus the new Toni, snatched waist, lifted hips, and that perfectly rounded silhouette everyone in Hollywood suddenly had. It was the kind of transformation that sparked whispers long before Tamar said anything. Now, you might think a woman changing her body isn't headline news, but in Toni's case, it's different. Her entire brand is built on authenticity, class, and natural elegance. She wasn't just another reality star. She was a Grammy-winning legend. So when Tamar hinted that her big sister had allegedly gone under the knife for a budget BBL and tried to hide it, it didn't just bruise her ego, it hit her legacy. But here's where things get even messier. Because as the internet started picking sides, Toni's camp went silent. No denial, no statement, no clap back, just silence. And that silence only made the rumors louder. A few insiders close to the Braxton family claimed Toni was devastated and felt betrayed beyond words. One even said Toni didn't expect her own sister to weaponize something that personal, especially not after everything they'd both survived together, from financial struggles to family loss. And yet, Toni's silence didn't stop the speculation, it fueled it. Meanwhile, Tamar was thriving off the attention. Every time a blog reposted the clip, she'd leave a cryptic emoji. Every time fans mentioned the alleged BBL, she'd respond with "I said what I said." Her confidence made people wonder, was she really lying, or did she know something the rest of us didn't? Then came the screenshots. A few unverified text messages began circulating online. Alleged DMs between Tamar and a close friend claiming that Toni had been complaining about post-surgery pain and infection a few months before her split with Birdman. The messages were blurred, names redacted, and there was no way to prove they were real, but that didn't matter. The internet saw what it wanted to see. The narrative had been set. Tamar the truth teller, Toni the image protector. One sister loud and unfiltered, the other silent and polished. Two opposite worlds colliding in the ugliest way possible. And fans couldn't look away. Because beyond the plastic surgery gossip, this was about something deeper. Years of competition, resentment, and unspoken jealousy bubbling to the surface. Tamar's fans said she was tired of being painted as the problem sister, the loud one, the one who never measured up. And now, she was tearing down the golden child's pedestal for the world to see. But just when people thought it couldn't get any uglier, something strange happened. After days of viral chaos, Toni's team suddenly moved. Quietly, strategically, a cease-and-desist letter was reportedly sent to Tamar's management, demanding that she stop making defamatory and unsubstantiated claims. And that move changed everything. Because now the question isn't just did Tamar lie? It's why did Toni move so fast to silence her? If the rumors were nothing but noise, why not just ignore them? Why not post a quick clapback or a picture proving she's unbothered? Why go straight to lawyers, and family lawyers at that? Whatever the answer is, it's clear. This feud just left the realm of family drama and entered a full-blown PR war. And the way things are unfolding, somebody's hiding something. When the cease and desist hit, it didn't come from Toni herself. It came from her team. A cold, calculated legal letter that made it clear. This wasn't a sisterly spat anymore. It was war. According to insiders, Toni's legal reps demanded that Tamar cease and desist from making false, misleading, and defamatory statements regarding the private medical and marital affairs of Ms. Toni Braxton. Translation? Stop talking, or face the consequences. And the timing couldn't have been worse. Tamar had just gone live again, teasing that she had receipts that would make Toni never sing another sad love song. Within 24 hours of that tease, boom, legal notice. Fans caught it immediately. One day Tamar's talking spicy, the next she's deleting tweets and stories faster than people could screen record. It wasn't just messy, it was chilling. Because behind the glitter and glam, the Braxtons have always tried to protect one another. Public shade, sure. Petty comments, maybe. But legal threats? That crossed the line. Then came the collateral damage, the rest of the sisters. Trina and Tawanda suddenly found themselves dragged into the chaos, with fans flooding their pages demanding they pick a side. Trina went on Instagram Live trying to play peacekeeper, saying she hadn't spoken to either one, and wanted no parts of the drama. Tawanda echoed that sentiment, claiming she was blindsided by the whole thing. But people weren't buying it. Because if you know the Braxton family, you know nothing happens in isolation. Every fight, every whisper, every shade, it's all connected. The silence from the other sisters only made things murkier. Tamar fans said Toni was hiding behind her lawyers because the truth hit too close to home. Toni supporters said Tamar was spiraling, jealous, and desperate for attention. And somewhere in between, the family that built an empire on unity looked completely fractured. But here's where it gets dark. Some insiders claim Toni wasn't just protecting her image. She was protecting her money. The timing of the legal threat wasn't random. Toni had allegedly just secured a new brand deal tied to her Timeless Beauty campaign, a luxury skincare line aimed at women over 40. So when Tamar started throwing around surgery allegations, it didn't just threaten her reputation, it threatened her business. Others whispered that Toni's lawyers weren't just trying to stop Tamar's mouth. They were trying to stop something much bigger from coming out. Because according to one unconfirmed source close to the family, Tamar knows things that could blow the lid off Toni's marriage and finances. Things she wasn't supposed to ever speak on. And if that's true, the cease-and-desist wasn't just about a botched BBL, it was about control, secrets, and survival. To understand why Toni reacted like that, you have to rewind back to her whirlwind love story with Birdman. On paper, they made no sense. The soft-spoken ballad queen and the tatted-up rap mogul. But behind the scenes, their chemistry was undeniable. When they got together, people thought it was just a fling, but Toni swore it was the real thing. "He's my best friend," she said. "He's the only man who's never hurt me." But fast forward a few years, and the fairy tale unraveled at lightning speed. Their divorce rumors hit the blogs like a bombshell. One day, they were planning a wedding. The next, Toni was allegedly demanding a $160 million payout tied to share investments and emotional distress. Birdman, reportedly blindsided, fired back that he wasn't paying nobody to walk away. For 2 days, the internet thought it was over. Then, just as fast, the papers disappeared. Rumors of reconciliation, deleted posts, cryptic hearts. A full 48-hour marital meltdown that left fans confused and suspicious. And then, out of nowhere, 50 Cent jumped in with a viral jab that turned the whole situation into a circus. He posted, "Ain't no way Birdman got caught up over some silicone and sad songs. Bro better call Lil Wayne for advice." It was classic 50, petty, brutal, and funny enough to trend. But beneath the jokes was a deeper sting. Because people started wondering if Toni's public image and Birdman's reputation could survive the embarrassment. See, money wasn't the issue. Both Toni and Birdman are millionaires in their own right. But pride? That's priceless. And when Tamar's comments about a smell and infection started circulating again, fans couldn't help connecting dots. What if the divorce drama wasn't about greed, but humiliation? Because let's be honest, in Birdman's world, image is everything. And if his woman became a punchline, even by accident, it's the kind of shame that money can't fix. That's when fans began whispering. Maybe Toni wasn't trying to silence Tamar to protect her brand. Maybe she was protecting Birdman's. After weeks of silence, Toni finally snapped, in the classiest, shadiest way possible. No direct statement, no messy live. Just a post. A simple photo of her sipping tea with the caption, "Some people project what they can't protect." And that's when the tables turned. Because suddenly, Tamar became the target. According to multiple gossip outlets, Toni started quietly feeding certain bloggers tea about Tamar's own messy love life, specifically her on and off relationship with J.R. Robinson. The same J.R. who allegedly cheated on Tamar with Love and hip-hop's Tommy Lee. That scandal was already wild on its own. Tommy went on live waving her phone, claiming J.R. was in her bed the night before Tamar's birthday. The internet went in a meltdown mode when Tommy started hinting that J.R. had a thing for groceries, saying, let's just say he don't skip dinner or dessert. It was explicit, it was chaotic, and it was the kind of drama Tamar had been trying to move past. So when Toni allegedly started dropping receipts and subtle shade about JR, it felt like payback. Because let's be real, both sisters were now knee-deep in hypocrisy. Tamar exposed Toni's surgery and marriage drama. Toni hit back by airing out Tamar's love life and public humiliation. It wasn't just sibling rivalry anymore. It was mutually assured destruction. Every secret they'd ever whispered in sisterly confidence had become ammunition. And with every post, every unfollow, every subtweet, the Braxton family name took another hit. At this point, fans weren't just entertained. They were heartbroken. Because this wasn't just gossip anymore. This was the unraveling of one of R&B's most beloved families. The Braxtons built their legacy on music, love, and loyalty. Their reality show wasn't perfect, but it showed a family that fought hard, forgave harder, and always came back together. But now, that image is shattered. The public no longer sees sisterhood. They see betrayal. Tamar calling out Toni's surgeries. Toni weaponizing Tamar's heartbreak. Trina and Tawanda trying to stay neutral while the family burns. And the worst part? None of this feels like it's ending anytime soon. Because every time one sister goes quiet, another one posts something cryptic. Every time a rumor fades, a new clip resurfaces. It's like watching a dynasty collapse in real time. Maybe this is what happens when fame meets family. When egos, secrets, and resentment mix with cameras and followers. The Braxtons once sang about family values, but what we're seeing now look a lot more like family warfare. Because if this keeps going the way it's going, the next Braxton headline won't be about a new single or reunion tour. It'll be about a family completely torn apart by pride, pain, and the power of the public eye.